Okay, I'm going to read you a line. Well, a couplet, really. This supposedly dropped late 2025, lead single for this huge new album. Just listen to this. Does this sound like, her? Redwood tree, his love was the key that opened my thighs.
Wow. Okay. That is definitely a different direction. Creatively speaking,
Right?
if that were real, that would be hands down the most unambiguous, anatomically specific thing she's ever put out there.
Exactly. And that's the question that just sent the internet into like total meltdown mode for weeks.
Mm.
Did she really do that? The artist who builds whole worlds with codes and metaphors, did she really drop her most explicit track ever, all about Travis Kelce?
Well, welcome everyone to Starscope Report.
Yes, welcome.
Join us while we dig into all the Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, influencer scandals, everything.
From red carpets to TikTok controversies, yeah, we get into the stories behind those headlines.
Look, as we start this deep dive, we're looking at the fan theories, the rumors, the actual lyrics. We got to just confirm the main thing right away. For you listening.
Yeah, let's not drag it out. Let's put in that couplet.
Let's just pull the Band-Aid off. The album The Life of a Showgirl, the single Wood, 100% fictional, fake.
Totally fake.
It was this massive, super detailed, and honestly completely successful hoax that had millions convinced, for a minute anyway.
But here's the thing, right? This deep dive isn't just debunking it. That's too easy.
No.
We're actually treating this Fandom song like a cultural artifact, a real clue. We have to ask why. Why this fantasy, this really crude, explicit, celebratory thing about, like, sexual conquest, why was that so resonant right now?
And how does it totally misunderstand, really fundamentally misunderstand, the sophistication she actually uses when she writes about him?
That's the core of it.
Yeah, that's the crux. You have to look at the cultural dissonance. What created the space for this hoax to even take root?
Right, because for months you had this massive gap, didn't you, between her official music and her public life?
Huge gap. On one side, you have the Tortured Poets Department, which is dense, often pretty melancholic.
So heavy, yeah.
Exploring past heartbreak, love dissolving, trauma. It was heavy stuff.
Very. But then, at the same time, her public reality, it was pure triumph. This super visible, joyful, passionate romance with, a Super Bowl champ.
Exactly. The audience saw the joy, the celebration, every game, every photo. But the album, it gave them the sorrow.
So the public was just absolutely craving, desperate for a simple, happy, it all worked out anthem. And she didn't give it to them.
Deliberately withheld it, you could argue.
Yeah. So the hoax became this kind of collective wish fulfillment, fan fiction on a massive scale.
It was the song the audience felt she should have written, given everything.
And what gets me, how meticulous it was. This wasn't just some random tweet.
Oh, not at all. The people behind this, they understood rollouts. They gave it a specific date, October 3rd, 2025.
That specificity makes it feel real immediately.
Totally. But maybe even more important, they claimed she was reuniting with Max Martin and Shellback, the pop guys.
Ah, and that's the sonic masterstroke, isn't it? Because bringing them back, the 1989, the Reputation producers.
Signals a return to
big pop bangers.
Yeah.
High energy stuff, which makes a slightly raunchy, explosive track feel, well, plausible in her career arc.
Precisely. They thought of everything, invented special editions. The Portofino orange glitter vinyl.
Which sounds ridiculous, but also I could kind of see it.
Believable. And the collabs made sense, too. Rumored feature from Sabrina Carpenter on the title track.
Okay, yeah, that provides a sort of logical bridge maybe for exploring something a bit more suggestive, more flirty.
Right. But the real fuel for the fire, it was those made-up lyrics.
Oh, yeah.
They mimicked her style, the specificity, the storytelling, but pushed it into obvious puns and, well, anatomical shock value.
Like the nod to Kelsey's podcast, New Heights of Manhood.
Yeah.
Bit on the nose.
A bit. And promising an engagement ring. A hard rock is on the way. It was all so direct. It was about catharsis for the fans, not artistic complexity.
I mean, that Redwood tree opened my thighs line. It's worlds away from your usual metaphors.
And you know what? That line wasn't even totally original to the hoax.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we know it was fan projection because of the Redwood lyric itself. It actually came from an existing Stan Twitter meme.
No way.
Yeah, a meme that contrasted her poetic style with cruder songwriting. The audience basically created the joke, and then the hoax built this whole multi-million-dollar fake album around it.
Wow. Okay, so that brings us right to the core argument about her art, doesn't it?
Yeah.
This fictional wood, It mistakes being crude and blunt for being mature. And honestly, it feels like a step back from where she's actually gone with intimacy in her music.
It absolutely does, because when you look at her real songs, her actual evolution writing about sex, desire, it's not getting cruder, it's getting deeper, more complex, more metaphorical.
Okay, let's trace that quickly. Let's start back with Reputation, 2017. Dress. Where was she at then?
Dress was, well, it was desire. Yeah, a direct proposition, pretty confident. Only bought this dress so you could take it off.
Bold, right.
Bold, physical, yes, but still framed within emotional connection. And secrecy, remember. Our secret moments in a crowded room. The focus is on the act of revealing, the shared secret, not anatomy.
Right, okay. So then fast forward 2 years, Lover, 2019. And for me, this is where the sophistication really clicks in. False God. That's a whole other level.
Oh, False God is fascinating because she takes the physical act and just elevates it completely. It becomes this sacred thing, a ritual.
Spiritual almost.
Exactly. It's not just sex, it's devotion. She's using religious language for something very earthly.
And lyrically, how does that come across?
The imagery is just so ambitious. The altar is my hips and religion's in your lips. She's fusing the spiritual and the carnal, suggesting that the physical is a form of worship almost, like how love can totally consume you, become your faith. It's incredibly sophisticated.
Okay, so we go from secrecy and the direct proposition in Dress to this sacred ritual idea in False God. And then Midnights, 2022, gave us Maroon, which feels like pure, mature reflection, rooted in memory, sensory details.
Yeah, Maroon is a masterclass in using color, texture, to evoke sensuality, but it's about the aftermath, the lasting impact, the messy, beautiful reality of intimacy.
You remember that specific moment, right? The wine stain, the burgundy on my T-shirt when you splashed your wine into me. That image, it's intimate, yeah, it's messy, it's real, but still metaphorical, right? The stain the relationship left.
And notice she does use profanity in that song, but look at why. When she says the memory is a real fucking legacy to leave, it's not for shock, it underscores the profound, lasting impact. Emotionally, physically, it's about depth.
So her actual artistic path is towards more layers, more metaphor, more complexity.
Exactly. That blunt anatomical stuff in Wood, it would have been a total artistic step backwards, just shock for shock's sake, undermining the very legacy she's carefully building.
It really sounds like the fantasy audience wanted this loud, simple, like we won sexual conquest story, something to match the public success.
Yeah.
But what the artist actually gave them were songs about destiny, finding the right person, mutual triumph, feeling young again.
And that's the reality check, isn't it? If Wood is what some fans wanted, let's look at what she actually wrote and see how those real songs about Kelce actually satisfy that same craving for triumph, just with way more nuance.
We have to pivot to the actual 2024 album, The Tortured Poets Department. Specifically track 15, The Alchemy. This is where she uses all the football metaphors.
Oh, yeah.
Framing the relationship not just as love, but as a win.
She floods that track with game language. It's like love is a comeback story. You've got touchdown, winning streak, and dismissing past guys as blokes warm the benches.
Ouch, but clear.
Very clear. It's an explicit statement. This relationship is a championship moment for her.
And connecting it to the big picture. The emotional peak is that Super Bowl moment, Raz. Where's the trophy? He just comes running over to me. The focus isn't some secret tryst. It's public victory, mutual support.
And think about the fan literacy here. It's actually incredibly high. Why did everyone instantly grab onto that theory about the track number?
Track 15.
Yeah.
Because 8 plus 7, Kelce's jersey number, equals 15.
Exactly. Why did that resonate? Because fans recognized she was writing about destiny, about fate aligning. They understood she planted that symbol for them to find. It wasn't about crude details. It was about the universe finally delivering the right partner.
That makes so much sense.
And then you have, High School, track 22, which is just pure lightness, joyful, like rejuvenation in what's otherwise a pretty heavy album.
It's packed with that young love imagery. Truth, dare, spin bottles. And that great line, that playful contrast capturing them. You know how to ball, I know Aristotle.
That line tells you so much. It shows the foundation is shared fun, lightheartedness. The physical is part of it, sure, but the joy seems primary.
And what really stands out for me, there are those super specific details, the inside jokes that prove it's real, it's about him. Referencing that old 2016 interview.
The marry, kiss, or kill one, where he picked Kiss for her.
Yeah. That's such a deep cut. That makes it feel authentic.
That's what makes it real. And the lyric about laughing at practice to that impression you did of your dad again? These are personal, specific moments. It shows that the love is built on shared experiences, private jokes, not just, sensational headlines and anatomical fireworks.
So if we pull this all together, this whole deep dive, you see this huge gap.
Massive.
The public, or at least a part of it, crave this loud, simple, maybe sexually liberated anthem to match her public life.
Yeah.
But the artist, she delivered nuanced, complex metaphors, themes of triumph and destiny.
And that fictional song, Wood, it becomes this powerful symbol of her level of fame, doesn't it?
How so?
It proves she's reached a point where the story around her life is its own creative force, totally separate. Her life story is like a public text now, open for fans to revise, project onto, even create whole fake albums about, separate from her actual art.
And the fact that the hoax worked, even for a bit, just shows how intensely people are invested in her happiness. They wanted that simple, happy ending after all heartbreak albums.
And they were willing to basically invent it if she didn't provide it quickly enough.
Yeah.
So the existence of Wood, ultimately, it kind of proves that the desire for the simple, maybe sensational story, it often outweighs appreciating artistic complexity, or even the truth.
Which leaves a big question for you, the listener, to think about.
What other celebrity stories are we kind of co-authoring without their input, just because we prefer the simpler plotline?
Definitely something to mull over. You've been listening to Starscope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.